Joe the Nose Wilk. I'm the commentator for VFC on the UFC Fight Pass channel, but also a veteran of fighting with the VFC. I've got several fights. I'm the former featherweight champion. I've been tied to Victory for almost a decade now, so it's great to see everything coming to fruition. Victory's been around for a really long time, as you said, and almost over 10 years. Some of the greatest fighters that have went on to the UFC have been in this very cage, and it just came a long way from small shows, kind of what I would call like a B movie type of an MMA show, to a 5-star Academy Award-winning show here at Baxter Arena.
So talk to me a little bit about some of the biggest driving forces, meaning the people behind Victory.
Well, I mean, you can't have that conversation without talking about Ryan Stoddard. Ryan Stoddard was already a friend and manager of mine. When he bought VFC, he just called me one day and said, "Guess what I just did? I bought Victory Fighting Championships." I was like, "You're crazy." And here we are, 5 years later in an arena on a major channel. So really the driving force behind this whole thing is Ryan Stoddard. Of course, there's a great team behind him. Got the Halversons in from Des Moines helping. He brought in the best fighter/commentator in the history of fighting/commentating in me. So that was really good too. But we also wouldn't be here without the fighters and without the fans of Victory.
Tell us what's really special about this event, the first one in 2016.
The significance of this VFC show, not only in a new arena at the Baxter Arena here in Omaha, but on the UFC Fight Pass channel, being recognized as a show that can be put on a channel like that in front of the masses is a big deal for VFC. It's something I've known that was possible for a long time. I've always said that Victory is the smallest big show in the world and the biggest small show in the world. So it's great. Everyone else can get to see it now. UFC Fight Pass and the UFC as a whole has been a major help, and it's going to help take this show.
What fight are you most excited about tonight?
The fight I'm most excited about is the main event. I can't wait to see the Neer versus Anthony Smith rematch. I got to commentate the first fight in VFC. I've seen both of these guys for a lot of years, putting on a lot of great fights. There's some bad blood there. We've got a kid that's more kind of an up-and-comer, trying to get that win back and reestablish his name. We got the old veteran in Neer who always shows up, and he's going to try to shut Anthony Smith down again in his hometown.
How much growth have you seen in Anthony since the last time the guys have fought?
Unbelievable growth. I believe he's won 6 fights in a row or something like that since that loss, and he's just grown like crazy. He's grown up as a man. When I see him and I talk to him, I can tell that he's matured as a man. He's also matured as a fighter. He's got great coaches behind him, great training partners with him, and he also isn't going to be shook up about the fact that he's fighting Josh Neer. He's already been there. It's a repeat. He gets a try-over, a redo. So I'm excited to see Anthony as a more mature fighter and a more mature man come in and see if he can, put a stamp on this career with Victory and move up to the next level.
Last question. Is there an amateur fight you think everybody should kind of keep their eyes peeled?
Yeah, I really like Ryan Beckett versus Tanner Lakelighter. It's a really good competitive fight. Ryan Beckett's normally a 55er, but he's coming up to 70 for this one. He wanted a challenge, and he's going to get it. It's the first fight of the night on this card, and I can't wait to see that one. Get the energy going in this room, get the energy going for all the production team and all the other fighters, and that's one I'm really looking forward to.
How did their styles match up? I'm not familiar with those two guys.
Sure. I think styles make fights, really, and both these kids are well-rounded. Ryan Beckett is an athlete supreme, and didn't have to cut any weight to come up and fight at 170. He's fighting a bigger opponent, but I believe he's a better athlete, so it's going to be a good matchup. They're both showing up to scrap, and I can't wait to see what happens.
Anything you want to say that we didn't ask you about?
Bright lights, big fights, baby. VFC.